Okay, dear students, assalamu alaikum. How are you all? I hope you are fine. So today we are going to start algebra, algebraic expression. Usually this is going to be our last chapter considering class 7b, and the statistics chapter will be continued by Rafiq sir. He will be completing it. Okay, so let's say you already know about algebra from class 6 as well. So just by adding different algebraic expression, you have done addition and subtraction of algebraic expression. So today we will try and understand a bit more about algebraic expressions. Okay, we will this chapter is about multiplication and division of algebraic expression. So we will try and learn how to multiply algebraic expression or divide algebraic expression. So since you have completed arithmetic chapter, the first chapter, so you already know what does 2 into 2 mean, right? That is 2 square. So 2, if you multiply 3 times, what comes? That is 2 to the power 3. That means there is 2 3 times. We know that 2 to the power 1, that means you are multiplying 2 one time is what? 2, right? So 2 to the power 2 means you are multiplying 2 times. So since 1 2 means 2 to the power 1, so we can write power 1 over here, power 1 over here, power 1 over here. So you can see when we write 2 to the power 3, that means the power are getting added. So you already know that an algebraic expression, when we express it, we express it in this form. Suppose 5a square, for example, where there is always a constant and this part is called the alphabet, which we usually use is variable, and this part, the square part, is actually what? Power, index, or exponent, right? So in this chapter, first of all, we will learn how to actually multiply or different laws of exponents. Okay, so since you can see, if we multiply two numbers, we get what? 2 to the power square, or 2 square, or 2 to the power 2, 2 to the power 2, or we can say 2 square. Similarly, if we multiply the same number 3 times, for example in this case we multiply 2 3 times, so we can write 2 to the power 3 or 2 cube, right? So for algebraic expression, let's say for a, let us consider a, if we multiply it 2 times, what shall we write? A square, right? If we multiply a 3 times, we can write a cube, right? Now if I multiply a cube into a square, that means I'm multiplying how many a's? Here a into a means a cube, a into a means a square. So there are in total how many a's? 5 a's, right? So a cube into a square is a to the power 5. So we can understand the pattern, right? The powers are actually getting added. So from here we can deduce a formula. What is the formula? That is a to the power m into a to the power n. M and n over here are powers, okay, or exponents or index, you can say. So when we multiply two algebraic same type of algebraic variables with different powers, we can actually do what? A to the power, we get a new formula, that is a to the power m plus n, means just the powers get added. So if you just match the same formula with the above problem, you can see the powers are getting what? Added. A cube into a square, what do we get? A to the power 5. Means actually the powers get added. Okay. So this is our new formula, that is a to the power m into a to the power n is a to the power m plus n. So what will be, for example, let's use this formula in an example. Let's say a to the power 5 into a to the power 3. So according to this formula, we will just add the powers. So we can write a to the power 5 plus 3, that is a to the power 8. Okay. Now moving on to our next formula. Let's say a cube, I am actually squaring this a cube. This is actually a cube to the power square. That means it is a cube into a cube. Okay. So what do we get? A cube into a cube means we can, according to this formula, a to the power m into n, these powers will get added. So we can write a to the power 3 plus 3, that is a to the power 6. So if suppose I have an algebraic expression with a power and I am actually squaring or cubing that particular algebraic expression, then in that case we need to multiply the powers. Okay. I'm giving another example. Let's say b to the power 5 to the power 3. Okay. So always when you write a power to the power, we need to put a bracket and then write the another power. So in this case we can easily understand that 5 will get multiplied by 3, that is the answer will be b to the power 15. So from here we can deduce a formula, that is a to the power m to the power n equals to a to the power m into n. Okay. So that is a to the power m n. Now remember, when in algebraic expression, when we are multiplying, suppose m into n, okay, we cannot normally multiply m into n, so this stays as it is. I'm just showing to you the difference. When you use multiply sign, you can write them together, mn. Mn means m into n. Okay. Again, m plus n, we cannot write them together. So m plus n is actually m plus n. But when you use a multiply sign in between two algebraic expression, we can write them together. For example, again we can say a into b, we can write ab. Okay. But a minus b, we write a minus b as it is. A divided by b, we can write in a fraction form, that is a by b. Okay. You can understand, like if we multiply two algebraic expression, we can write it together, but for addition and subtraction we keep it as it is. We don't like merge them. We need to put the symbol in between. For division we can write it as a fraction form. Okay. So I hope this basic is clear. So we have got what, two formulas from over here, that is these two. So these two formulas are with regards to the power. You see, both formulas are for powers of different variables, right? So when we actually multiply algebraic expression, we need to understand that the power needs to be added if you are multiplying the same algebraic expression with different powers. And if an algebraic expression has another power like a to the power m to the power n, then we need to multiply both the powers, that is a to the power m into n. So I've just explained that if two algebraic expression, if you are multiplying, then you can write e to the power mn, means together. Okay, so we will have a better understanding when we go to problems. Okay, so let's move on to now we will try and understand how to multiply expression with signs. So this is as normal multiplication of a let's say this was taught in class 6 chapter 3. Okay, suppose I'm multiplying a into b, so we can write ab, but if we use, instead of a, we use minus a into b, so your answer will be minus ab. So if there is odd number of negative sign, your answer will also have a negative. Okay, if there is even number of negative sign, your answer will have no negative sign. For example, let's say minus a into minus a, so minus into minus is plus, we already know that, right? So a square, minus a into minus a is a square. Why? Because minus into minus is plus, so we don't usually write the plus sign. A into a is a square. Okay, similarly, if we write minus b into a, we will get again. In algebraic expression, it doesn't matter if you write b before or a before. When you're writing them together, it doesn't matter if you're writing b before or a before. You can write any one of them like one after another. Suppose minus b into a, you can write minus ab, same thing, or you can write minus ba, no problem at all. Okay, it doesn't matter if you are multiplying two algebraic expression, you anyways need to write them together. So it does not matter whether you are writing ab or ba, but since there is only one negative sign, your answer needs to have one negative sign. Okay, next so this is it, minus a into minus b, minus plus, so we don't write any sign, we just write ab. Okay, so just to remember, how to remember these little things, like if there is even number of negative signs, the answer will not have any other negative sign, it will become plus. If there is odd number of negative sign, for example in this case there is only one negative sign, the answer will have a negative sign in it. For example, let's say minus a into minus b into minus c. So there are odd number of negative signs, so your answer will also have minus a b c. Okay, the answer will be a b c, because we know that if we are multiplying three algebraic expressions, we can write them together. So minus into minus is plus, again plus into minus is minus. So in this way we can say that if any algebraic expression has odd number of negative sign, your answer will also have an odd number of negative sign, means your answer will also have a negative sign over here with other expressions being together. Okay, so this is how you multiply different algebraic expressions. We will understand division later on. So next I'm going to explain you what is monomial. So first of all, what do you understand by monomial? Monomial means if you write a single expression like this, or like this, or like this as well, you can have multiple variables together. For this, for example, this one has only one variable, this expression has two variables, this expression has three variables, right? So if you write only a single expression, mono means one, okay, the term mono, this means one. So if you write only a single expression, single algebraic expression, then we call them monomial. So you might also well understand what is a polynomial, so you will be easily understanding the difference between monomial and polynomial. Let's say 5a square plus 2b square, or 4a square minus 2c square. So these are all polynomials. These are all polynomials. So what is the difference between polynomial and monomial? In a polynomial, you will always see a plus sign or a minus sign. These are called different terms, okay. This is one term, this is another term, okay. If an algebraic expression has more than one term, then we call them as polynomial. If there is only one expression or one term, then we call them monomial, okay. So in this case there are two terms, okay, that's why we call this as polynomial. So polynomial does not mean that it will only have two expressions, can have more than two expressions. Means the main case is a polynomial will always have two or three terms or more terms with it. So how to separate terms? Every term gets separated by a plus or minus sign. For example, a plus b. This is also a polynomial. Why? Because it has two terms. But 5a square, this only has one term. There is no plus or minus. So this is monomial. A plus b as a whole, this is a polynomial, okay. So in a polynomial, different terms will get separated by a plus or minus sign, okay. Let's give you another example, that is 5a square plus 2b minus 3c. So how many terms are over here? 1, 2, 3. So there are three terms over here. So this is also an example of a polynomial, okay. But monomial, you will always see 4a square, b square, c square. It might be this big, but this all three algebraic expressions, they are in a multiple form. They are not separated by a plus or a minus, okay. So this can be as a whole considered as only one term, okay. For this reason we can call it a monomial, okay. So polynomial, you will have more than two or more than one term, and in a monomial you will only have one term where all the variables are in a multiple form. You won't see any plus sign or minus sign in a monomial, okay. In a polynomial, each algebraic term will get separated by a plus or minus sign, okay. So I hope you have understood the difference between polynomial and monomial. All right. So let's go to some problems. So now we move on to page 59, okay. Let's do it over here. There's still enough space. Okay, so move on to page 59. We'll try and understand an example 1, let's say. These are very easy. So the question is, multiply 5x square y4 by 3x square y cube. So this is actually multiplying monomial by monomial. Both are monomials, okay. So we are trying to multiply. So we always will multiply the number with the number, the alphabet same alphabet with another alphabet, and this y with y. Okay, so I'm just giving an example. You see, 5 into 3 is what? 15. X square into x square, we know that power gets added, so 2 plus 2, that is 4, so x to the power 4. And y4 into y cube, the power gets added, 4 plus 3, y to the power 7. Very easy. Okay, let's also discuss example 3. Minus 7a square b4c into 4a square c cube d. So there are, first of all, there are odd number of negative signs, so answer gets a negative sign. Now 7 4s are 28. A square into a square, the power gets added for a's, that is a to the power 4, means 2 plus 2, that's 4. There is no b over here, so only one b4, so we write as it is b4. Next, c and c cube, c into c cube, there is c to the power 1, 1 plus 3, 4, so the answer gets c to the power 4. And d, only one d is there, so d remains as it is. So this is the answer. Okay, so I would like you to solve the activities from page 59. Solve the activities as a home task. Solve activities from page 59. Okay, so we'll meet soon next in our next class. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.